Boston is a photographer's dream. I find a new, beautiful place every time I visit. So today, I want to take you along with me on a weekend getaway to Boston as I find the most photogenic spots, as well as give you some photography tips. Whether you're planning a trip to Boston or looking to improve your photography, this video is for you. Let's get into it. Welcome to Boston. We just checked into our Airbnb last night, and I don't know about you, but the first day of travel for me is all about getting settled in. But now we're gonna go to Eataly and get something delicious to eat. It took us forever to get there because I kept stopping every 5 seconds to admire the beautiful homes in the Back Bay, but eventually we made it to Eataly. It's best described as a specialty Italian grocery store. They offer artisan products and even ready-to-eat food. They have stores all over the world, but what makes this Boston location special is the secret restaurant in the back. This is Terra, and it might not look like much from the entrance, but when I got upstairs, I was blown away. It feels like a giant terrarium with natural light beaming through the ceiling and plants everywhere. Using a wood-burning Italian grill, they whip up delicious pizzas and pastas. This has to be one of the most photogenic restaurants I've ever been to, and I highly recommend checking it out. Don't forget to snap a pic with the beautiful background. We just arrived at the Isabella, Stewart, Gardner Museum, which is one of my bucket list museums I've always wanted to visit. And once we get inside, I'm going to show you one of my favorite paintings here and tell you more about the amazing woman who started this museum. The star of this museum is definitely the incredible courtyard. I felt like I was in a castle. As you go up the different levels of the museum, you're treated to different angles of this botanical and architectural masterpiece. I seriously couldn't get enough of it. Isabella Stewart Gardner collected art and opened this museum for, quote, the education and enjoyment of the public forever. She started out with her father's art collection that she inherited and grew on it to eventually open this huge, vast museum with so many paintings. And I want to show you the most famous and my favorite one. Europa is the most famous painting in the museum. It's by Titian, who is often regarded as the most influential Italian Renaissance painter. Although the subject of the painting is uncomfortable, it's still a beautiful work where Titian showcases his famous bold colors and powerful composition. This painting is a great example of Italian Renaissance because the figures are in dynamic poses and showing emotion on their faces. It's a very emotional, theatrical period. This museum is also known for the most famous art heist in America. In 1990, two men disguised as police officers parked in an alley near the museum, handcuffed the two security guards, and stole 13 priceless artworks. To this day, the artworks have never been found and the case remains unsolved. There's a great documentary on Netflix called This Is a Robbery. I highly recommend watching it before coming here so you can truly appreciate the mystery of these giant empty frames. I could make a whole video on all the fascinating things found in the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, but we've got more of Boston to explore. Here are some of my favorite shots from the museum. Our next stop is the Boston Public Library. Founded in 1848, it was the first library in U.S. history to lend books and the first to have a children's room. You could spend hours exploring this place, but we beelined straight for the photographer's dream, Bates Hall. This study hall is completely open to the public as long as you stay quiet, no talking. I think this adds to the beauty of this room because in a bustling city, the library is a pocket of peace. The architecture is absolutely stunning. Just look at these English oak bookcases. If you're enjoying this video so far, please like and subscribe so I can continue to make videos like these. I wanted to let you know about a really great resource I have linked in the description, the Boston Photographer's Map. which has addresses for all the locations in this video, photo inspiration, and you can actually use it on Google Maps to navigate from one place to the other. The link for that is in the description. Now back to the video. Another great spot to explore is the Boston Commons. Considered the oldest public park in the US, it consists of 50 acres, so you're bound to come across part of it during your visit to Boston. And if you're traveling with a pet like I am, this is a great spot to let out their energy. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to take photos here, but I bet these big willow trees would look stunning in a photograph. Next, we headed to Beacon Hill, which is on every Boston photography guide. I have to be honest though, I didn't really enjoy this area. It was super crowded, all the restaurants were full, and although it was beautiful, the hordes of people just weren't my vibe. I'll tell you more about my favorite neighborhood next, but we did find one quiet corner in front of this flower shop and got some pretty cute shots. The back bay where our Airbnb was is where it's at. I thought it was just as beautiful as Beacon Hill, and although it's a vibrant neighborhood, you can still find little moments of peace on residential streets. I think this area is super underrated on Boston travel guides, and I highly recommend staying here or at least visiting while you're in the city. This neighborhood is home to lots of really cute restaurants. We came to Café Landwehr for brunch, and not only was the food delicious, the decor was adorable. This is definitely the spot for an aesthetic table spread. So we are on our way out of the city for a little adventure. We are going to level 99, which has been on my bucket list for so long. This place has over 48,000 square feet of challenge rooms. The best way to describe it is like a real life video game. I'll show you more when we get there, but as people who love escape rooms and challenge rooms, this is so exciting. This is Level 99, a real-life game world with over 40 different challenge rooms. Some of them are puzzles, some are floor is lava type, some are teamwork oriented, but all of them are super fun. I was pretty bad at most of the rooms. I'm not the most agile person, but that did not stop me from having the time of my life. I love how organized everything was. It really made for a fun experience. This was definitely one of the highlights of our trip, and I highly recommend it. And I bet you could take some fun photos here as well. Level 99 is about 20 to 30 minutes outside of the city. Us today, it took us about 22 minutes. This is a great activity if it's rainy or snowy, and also definitely a must-do if you love puzzles and escape rooms like we do. That's all from me today. Thank you so much for coming along on my Boston photography journey. I hope you enjoyed it, I hope you learned something, and I hope to see you in the next video.